Tony Dungy is under attack by the woke sports mob. You would think that encouraging fathers to spend more time with their children is something that virtually everyone could get on board with. They would have total bipartisan support, but of course that's not the case because it involves Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And we have seen so many people in the mainstream sports media, in the woke sports landscape, have a problem with anything that man does. And now, because Tony Dungy was there for a bill to support fatherhood, they want him canceled. They're trying to absolutely get him fired from NBC. They're trying to destroy his reputation, all because Tony Dungy is encouraging fathers to be better fathers. Leftists rage at Tony Dungy for standing with Governor Ron DeSantis on the fatherhood bill. Left-wing Twitter went ballistic on Monday over Coach Tony Dungy standing with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signing a pro-fatherhood bill into law. DeSantis signed HB 7065 into law, a $70 million initiative that reportedly aims to provide resources for education and mentorship programs to help children, fathers, and families in this state through the Department of Juvenile Justice and the Department of Children and Families, according to The Hill. Now, Tony Dungy was there for a specific reason. Tony Dungy runs an organization, or he's involved with an organization called All Pro Dad, where they put on these events. Sometimes they're really massive events. Sometimes they're kind of like a daily, newsletter or whatever. It's all about advice for raising children, specifically focused towards fathers. And a lot of people evidently have a problem with that he was there because his organization is one of those that will benefit from something like this. They have a problem. Here's what Tony Dungy said. This is going to be tremendous and such a good help for fathers in Florida. This bill is so important. I want to thank all the men and women who have been behind this. It's going to allow groups like All Pro Dad and people like those here today to do great things for our fathers here in Florida. But leftists on Twitter did not like that. Here's Keith Olbermann and that fraud at Tony Dungy standing there cackling, also a fascist political prop. This you at NBC Sports, at SN for NBC. Now, we know that Keith Olbermann is an irrelevant, huge pile of fucking steaming dog shit. That's what Keith Olbermann is. He's been fired multiple times by multiple different organizations. So now he's trying to get Tony Dungy fired as well. Keith Olbermann, spoiler alert, I worked for him. Tony Dungy's reputation is not spotless, and his Michael Pham comments disqualified him from being considered an example of loving fatherhood. We're going to get to Tony Dungy's Michael Pham comments because people are dragging up things from 8 years ago that were completely misconstrued to try to label him a bigot because, as raging leftists always do, they have no need to fact check. They have no need to make sure that things are right. They just want to spread misinformation. They just want to gaslight. That's what they're doing about Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy is right on brand. Tony Dungy probably means well and does plenty of good in the world, but his racist apologist, respectability politics, and the black friend showmanship is an unnecessary dance move. He doesn't need to tap in to do that work. All right, we understand what he's saying there. Reminder, Tony Dungy said he wouldn't want an openly gay player on his team. So hey, MAGA, not true, but again, leftist retardation right here. Palmer report, Tony Dungy revealed his true self a few years ago when he said he wouldn't want an openly gay player on the team. All SJWs do is lie and then double down on their lies over and over and over again, and they repeat them until enough people believe it. Tony Dungy's always been a lunatic nutjob Christian who hates gay people and thinks they're a distraction. He was also a shitty coach that always choked. Okay, all right there. Tony Dungy lives in a fantasy land with the rest of the Trump DeSantis fanboys. And this is all about something Tony Dungy said specifically in regards to very young men being in prison, and how there's a clear alignment between that and not having a father in the home and not having a father that spends time with them. It goes across race, it goes across politics, it goes across economics, like whatever, all these different factors. The main one of the main contributing factors to people getting in trouble at a young age is that their father is not around. And again, people have a problem with this. I want to go. Here's this stupid bitch, Pam Keith. I used to feel bad for Tony Dungy. I don't anymore. All for supporting a bill that supports fatherhood. That's it. That's what these lunatics are losing their mind over. Here is what Tony Dungy actually said, just to make it very clear to everyone. During media circus over the prospect of Michael Pham becoming the first openly gay player in the NFL, Tony Dungy inflamed LGBTQ activists when he said he would not have drafted the player if he were coaching a team. I was asked whether I would have drafted Michael Pham, and I answered that I would not. I gave my honest answer, which is that I felt drafting him would bring much distraction to the team. At the time of the interview, the Oprah Winfrey reality show was going to chronicle Michael's first season that had been announced. I was not asked on whether Michael Sam deserves an opportunity to play in the NFL. He does. I was not asked about his sexual orientation, if it should play a part in the evaluation process. It should not. I was not asked whether I would have a problem having Michael Sam on my team. I would not. And all normal, rational people understand that. Because Michael Sam, on one hand, was not going to be a good NFL player. He just wasn't. The only reason he got so much attention was because he was gay. We saw what he did in the NFL. He flamed out of the NFL, no pun intended, because he just didn't have the talent to compete. He was never going to be able to do it. So the idea of drafting a player late in the round that has reality TV show cameras following him around, that as soon as you draft him, now you're going to be under pressure not to cut him, even if he doesn't belong there. These are all the problems. Nothing to do with the fact that he's gay. There's plenty of gay players in the NFL. There's plenty of openly gay players in the NFL. Has been for quite some time. That's not what this is about. But of course, the woke social justice sports mob wants to cancel Tony Dungy for supporting a bill about fatherhood. This is insanity. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.